And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 3 here at Waterbury Municipal Stadium. Jack Petrucci here live on the Boxcast app. The third game of the day here at Waterbury Municipal Stadium as the undefeated D-Bat Elite out of Texas taking on the Ponce, Puerto Rico Cyclones. And for the situation that we're looking at here, as far as the breakdown of the tournament goes, the D-Bat team out of Dallas has already punched their ticket to Championship Sunday regardless if they lose this game. And on the other side, this team from Ponce, Puerto Rico, well, their season is on the line here as they are 2-1 in double elimination tournament play, and they need a win here this afternoon to move on to Sunday. This D-Bat team is not just unbeaten in double elimination play, they haven't lost regardless. They swept through pool play 3-0 and are 2-0 here at double elimination play. So 5-0 in this Mickey Mantle World Series tournament and have been extremely impressive. So even though that D-Bat is in the championship round tomorrow regardless, with a win today they would knock out the Cyclones, which would mean that the winner of the night game would have to beat them twice on Sunday. So this is still a pretty significant game for this D-Bat team. And for D-Bat, the kids from Texas, Evan Abear, who we saw the very first day on Wednesday in the opening round of pool play, is back to start this game. Is D-Bat playing in back-to-back games. However, they did have about an hour and a half break as they beat South Troy here on the stadium just about an hour and a half prior. I was looking at the defensive alignment for this D-Bat team. Landon Boyd behind the plate, Jordan Vyers at second, Alejandro Mendoza at second base, Camden Grenay at short, Evan Johnson at third. And in the outfield, left to right, Wyatt Huff, Josiah Lewis, and Tavion Vaughns. And here comes the kids from Puerto Rico, Robert Morales, the Bronx, New York native, to lead things off here with the Cyclones season on the line. The first pitch from Abear, and it's in there for a strike. And we are underway here in Game 3. On this Saturday in Waterbury, Connecticut. That one misses up high. Elmer Duchesne, the home plate umpire here today. The 1-1 pitch to Morales is in there, strike two. The 1-2 pitch, got him looking, strike three. And Evan Abear getting started on the right foot as he gets Robert Morales looking down strikes for the first out of the inning.
Shortstop, number 9, ABM Medina.
So ABM Medina, the shortstop, stepping in for the Cyclones. Has cut on a missed strike one at the high fastball. And even though this Cyclones team season's on the line, with a win here, they would actually be looking in pretty good shape. If they could get a win against D-Bat, they would not only make it to Sunday, but they would have a bye straight into the final championship game tomorrow. So if the Cyclones need to win this one to keep their season alive, but if they do, they would have a bye into the final championship game on Sunday. And if that was the case, then this D-Bat team would face the winner of our night game between Overlook and South Troy in the 10 a.m. game Sunday. And then Puerto Rico would get the automatic bye into the 1 o'clock final game. As Medina pops that one up. 4 teams remain here in the Mickey Mantle World Series. We started with 12. We started the day with 5. Until Puerto Rico eliminated the Michigan Bulls in our 10 a.m. opener. As that one's fouled back. So the defending champs, Michigan Bulls, run at a repeat came to a halt this morning. The 1-2 pitch, as that runs inside. Now 2-2. Orban Irizarry, who has been hitting the ball very well this tournament, waits in on deck. The 2-2 pitch is grounded over to second base, and cutting over is Vyers, and he throws it out of the reach of Evan Hebert. So Hebert tried to cover first base, but Jordan Vyers threw it out of his reach, and Abima Medina is going to reach on an error. Orban Irizarry, who, as I mentioned, has been swinging a very hot bat this tournament. As he pops this one up, and coming in as Vyers is a near collision almost with his pitcher Evan Hebert, as Hebert jammed Irizarry with the inside fastball for out number 2. So Hector Baerga, the center fielder. As that one's low. The 1-0 pitch, as that one's in there for a called strike. As Baerga chops this one over to second base, Mendoza has it. On to first to retire the side. Well, Evan Hebert allows a scoreless first inning. As bottom one coming up, the kids from D-Bat coming to the plate. So the kids from Texas coming to the plate here. Evan Johnson to lead things off, who threw a phenomenal game about an hour and a half ago against the South Troy Dodgers. And it's the left-hander Derek Pina pitching for the Cyclones with their season on the line today. Be Johnson, Landon Boyd, and Jordan Vyers. That one misses outside. Looking at the defensive alignment for the Cyclones of Ponce, Puerto Rico, Derek Pina pitching. We'll call Rosado behind the plate. Third base, Hector Rodriguez. Shortstop, Abia Medina. Second, Robert Morales, Orban Rosario at first. And the outfield left to right, Alejandro Gonzalez, Hector Baerga, and Michael Vasquez. Comes the 1-1 pitch. And that catches the corner for a strike. The 1-2 pitch. Cut on and missed, strike three. So Derek Pina gets started off on the right foot as he gets Johnson chasing for strike three.
Catcher, number 34, Landon Boyd.
So Landon Boyd stepping in, who is doing the catching, as in game one he was in the outfield. That one is outside, 1-0. So again, just quickly to run down the scenario, winner D-Bat is still playing tomorrow. So regardless if they come up short, they are still going to be in the championship Sunday bracket. As for Ponce, Puerto Rico, they need to win to keep their World Series hopes alive. But if they do win, they get an automatic bye into the championship game tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So a lot at stake here at Game 3 between two very talented programs. D-Bat team that is 5-0 currently, who swept through pool play and are 2-0 on the double elimination side. The only undefeated team left in this tournament. The 2-1 pitch. Cut on and missed, strike two. The 2-2 offering, as he saws that one off. Gonna get down for a base hit right over the outstretched glove of Robert Morales. And the future Oklahoma Sooner gets things started off with a base hit for D-Bat here in the bottom of the first.
First baseman, number 3, Jordan Vyers.
So Jordan Vyers stepping in. That one catches the outside corner for a strike. One more game to follow here tonight, as the nightcap will be an elimination game. The host team, Overlook Black Sox, and the South Troy Dodgers tonight. First pitch set for 7:15. That one hits the outside corner, strike two. Vyers thought that one was outside. Tavion Vaughn's waiting in on deck for D-Bat Elite. The 0-2 pitch to check on Boyd over at first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That just missed the outside corner. The 1-2 pitch again. Is that one missed outside? So now 2-2. Derek Pina trying to get the strikeout here. The 2-2 pitch. And fouled back will do it again. The 2-2 offering as Vyers chops this one to left field. Alejandro Gonzalez tracing back, battling the sun, and he makes the catch. So a long out for Jordan Vyers as he is retired for the second out of the inning.
Right fielder, number 11, Tavian Vaughn.
So Tavian Vaughns, who drove in 2 runs against South Troy earlier today. That one misses outside. But Josiah Lewis, who's been swinging a very hot bat this tournament, waiting in on deck. The 1-0 pitch. And a quick snap throw down to first is not in time. The 1-1 pitch. That one misses high, now 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. That one's up high, now 3-1 on Vaughns. The 3-1 pitch, as he saws Wilson off right into the glove of A.B. and Medina to retire the side. Peanut gives up 1 hit, but no damage done. 1 inning of play down, still scoreless. Top of the second coming up. There's a scoreless first inning on both ends of things. A reminder, ladies and gentlemen, the Mickey Mantle World Series is all over social media. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for highlights, live updates, and final results throughout the conclusion of this tournament. As Derek Nieves, who's been swinging a very hot bat the last couple of days, doing the designated hitting, followed by Hector Rodriguez and Alejandro Gonzalez. As he slaps that one past Evan Johnson at third base, that's going to roll down the line. Nieves takes a big turn at first, but he'll stop there. And the Cyclones have the leadoff man aboard. So that's just the start this Cyclones team needed.
For one, Hector Rodriguez.
So Hector Rodriguez stepping in at third base today. And check over on Nieves at first base. And he squares the bunt. He gets it down. Abear is going to look to second. They're going to get the force there onto first. Not in time. So they do get Derek Nieves, the lead runner at second base. So Hector Rodriguez, will be on first base with one down.
Alejandro Gonzalez.
So Alejandro Gonzalez in the 7-hole playing left field, stepping up. Check over there on Rodriguez. As he skies this one to right field, Vaughn's ranging over, and he'll make the play for out number 2. He's going to bring up Michael Vasquez.
Right fielder, number 3, Michael Vasquez.
First pitch to Vasquez is in there for a strike. The 0-1. Up high for a ball. As they have him picked off at first base, and that'll retire the side. Evan Hebert caught Hector Rodriguez sleeping at first base, and that is going to retire the side. Top of the second coming up. The kids from Texas coming to bat, still scoreless. The 5, 6, 7 of this D-Bat Elite order coming to the plate: Josiah Lewis, Alejandro Mendoza, and Camden Grenay. A very lethal part of this D-Bat order. As a couple late defensive changes for the Ponce Cyclones. So they're still going to keep warming things up. Bottom of the second inning here at Waterbury Municipal Stadium. We're still scoreless. As a couple scenarios riding on this game for D-Bat. If they win, they will punch their ticket to championship. They already have punched their ticket to championship Sunday, but they will eliminate the Ponce Cyclones, and the game tonight essentially becomes a semifinal game. But if that's the case, then the winner of our night game would have to beat D-Bat twice tomorrow. And if Ponce wins, they would punch their ticket to not just championship Sunday, but the final game they would get an automatic buy-in to. So they would not have to play the morning game. So a lot at stake here in our game 3, as both teams could put themselves in pretty good situations with the win here. Josiah Lewis, who shoots this one out to center field. Baerga and Vasquez coming in. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Lewis is going to try to swipe second base. He does. And Josiah Lewis, his hot bat continues as he leads off the second inning with a double. As Alejandro Mendoza is going to come to the plate.
Second baseman, number 2, Alejandro Mendoza.
Mendoza, who's been very solid defensively at second base for D-Bat. And Lewis is going to try and swipe third. The throw down is not in time. So Josiah Lewis swipes third base. And just like that, in a blink of an eye, D-Bat has the first run of the game standing 90 feet away. With nobody out, as the corners are in, as Irizarry and Rodriguez. As Ryan Benisi is going to have a word with home plate umpire Elmer Duchesne. Not sure what the exact point that was trying to be made there. Regardless, Mendoza up at the plate with a chance to drive in the first run of the ball game. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and he fouls that one out of play. The 2-1 pitch on the corner, strike 2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Is that one's going to miss outside? 3-2. As now the infield is in all around the diamond. Three-two pitch. Fouls it back. We'll do it again. 3-2 pitch again to Mendoza. As he slaps this one the other way, that's going to get down for a fair ball. That's going to roll all the way to the bullpen as Lewis is going to come in to score. Mendoza's going to round second. He's going to get into third sliding. And an RBI triple for Alejandro Mendoza. And that's going to put D-Bet on the board first. So a exclamation point way to put D-Bet on the board. So an RBI triple. Still nobody out in the inning, and Caden Grenay coming to the plate.
Number 4, Caden Grenay.
And the infield still remains in. That one's up high for a ball. With Chance Helton, the designated hitter, waiting in on deck. The 1-0 pitch. He pops that one up out of play. The 1-1 pitch, and he skies this one high in the air. As under it is Morales, and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So Chance Helton doing the designated hitting today.
Designated hitter, number 15, Chance Helton.
As he fouls this one back with the 9-hitter Wyatt Huff in left field waiting in on deck. And he lines this one to right field. Vasquez is under it, tagging and trying to come to score is Alejandro. Here's the play at the plate. It is in time. And a great throw by Michael Vasquez to nail him at the plate. And that will retire the side, but Alejandro gets D-Bat on the board as 2 innings of play are in the books, and D-Bat's up 1-0. Top half of the third inning here in Waterbury Municipal Stadium, where DBAT has just taken a 1-0 lead, and I am joined by longtime Republican-American columnist Joe Palladino. Joe, thanks for spending time with us today.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
So, Joe, just to kind of give the fans a little bit about yourself, you've been with the Republican-American 35 years, and you've been covering this World Series very in-depth the past 4 seasons it's been here, correct?
Well, 35 years as a sports writer overall. 20 years at the Republican-American.
Okay.
But yes, I have been here for the 4 years of this tournament.
Has been doing it. Of course, posting highlights and writing columns for every single game practically played here at the stadium throughout all the 4 or 5 days of this tournament as Vasquez follows it back.
Yeah, we're active on social media. I update the stories, every hour or so. Videos for some of the games.
As Vasquez follows another one back, and that will get out of play. And of course, when you're not here at the Mickey Mantle World Series all year long, you're covering all the local high school sports, most of it being in the Naugatuck Valley League for the 20 years that you've been at the Republican-American. But I want to touch on this series. This is the 4th consecutive year that it's been here. What do you think it's done for the city of Waterbury as a whole?
Well, you know what? I think there's been a partnership. The partnership here is that bringing Municipal Stadium back to life, the renovations, and then bringing this series in, they went hand in hand. If we had done all this work on Municipal Stadium and then nothing came and nobody was playing on it, the town would be going crazy. So I think what the tournament, what this World Series has done, is legitimized what the city has done at Municipal Stadium. And I think together, they've pushed athletics forward, I think. At least what goes on here. And keep in mind, this is in the city of Waterbury. So when I say what goes on here, it's CIAC tournament play. So kids are coming here from around the state, from around the valley. The Berkshire League comes here and plays baseball games because they want to get a night game, and they rent out Municipal Stadium for it. So I think, again, it's a partnership that is paying dividends.
As you just saw, Michael Vasquez struck out looking as Rosado coming to the plate. As of course, this is the 4th year that's been here, but it's on contract to go through the summer of 2020, so at least one more summer that the Mickey Mantle World Series has been here. But of course, in the 1980s, the Mickey Mantle World Series was here as well, and I understand that you followed that tournament very closely here. What are some of the similarities and some of the differences that you see from the tournament when it was held here in the 80s to now when it's been held here for the last 4 seasons?
Well, I'm not the most perfect person to answer that. I mean, I came to games on occasion just like everybody else. But, very simple things are there are fewer teams then.
Right.
It was all one site. It was strictly double elimination, so you could, I don't know if that changed as the series progressed. So you can come here from a long distance, play two games, and go home.
Right.
So it was. I think it was a shorter length of time. Our co-tournament director is in the room, so he might be able to straighten us out a little bit on that. But it was a little bit shorter. But again, all games were on site. It was sensational though. I mean, the crowds were great at the beginning. I'm assuming they petered off a little bit as time went on.
Second baseman, number 13.
As we've said many times, a significant number of future big leaguers played here. But I think what we have now is even better. There are more teams, more kids. We're using 3 sites, of course. There are games in Torrington, there are games in Bristol. It's really special now.
All right. And back in 2016, when the tournament first came back to Waterbury, Bobby Witt, who was recently drafted by, I believe it was the Kansas City Royals, was at 2nd overall in the MLB draft. He played in this tournament not too long ago, and he was drafted 2nd overall. And you got the chance to speak with him and follow up to see how he's doing and how his experience in Waterbury was. And just kind of go into a little bit of how was his experience playing in the Mickey Mantle World Series here in Waterbury.
He was very gracious. It's in the gap, I think. He was very gracious at talking about how much fun he had. I'll let you take it away there.
It's okay. We like the commentary too.
Okay. You know, I mean, he had, first of all, you have to remember, most of these kids are playing in elite tournaments, all of them. So they're never just, this is just another tournament for some of them.
Right.
But he remembered how sensational it was. He particularly enjoyed playing at Muzzy Field, and how could you not? It's a historic park, as is Waterbury. It doesn't look quite, Municipal Stadium, I mean, it doesn't look quite as historic because it's been remodeled. Hallelujah for that. But he loved being here. They didn't win it,
Right.
but he had the look of a future big leaguer all right on down the line. And he said it was a tremendous experience. We joked about the weather being roaring hot, and they didn't even notice coming from Dallas.
Right. And he actually played on this D-bat team who's playing in front of us right now is Robert Morales, who you just saw, lined a 2-out double in the gap as Abima Medina is coming to the plate. And of course, Mr. Palladino, as you've told us, this is going to be your final event here in your 20 years with the Republican American, is covering this Mickey Mantle World Series. And you look back at your 20 years with the Republican American, and you've seen some great athletes come through the city of Waterbury. You've seen some great athletes from all over the world, and a lot specifically in this tournament, come through and play in some very good tournaments, I would say. As he gets the bag, but he's not going to be in time, so he's going to reach on a base hit. So that's going to keep the inning alive. But you look at, as I was saying, you look at all the athletes that have come through here. You look at all these special games and the special moments. What are you going to miss most about the coverage and the experiences that you've had with the Republican?
It's hard to say, but it's the relationships, I guess. I mean, there's so much joy in a competitive environment. When you see the kids at their best, sometimes at their worst. The people that you meet are phenomenal. I can't, and I'm going to keep going to games, so I'm going to keep hobnobbing with these guys and gals. It's a big moment. It's a tie game.
And a pass ball is going to score him. So Robert Morales scores on the pass ball, and they're still going to get away. The throw down to third is in time, and that will retire the side, but not before the Cyclones score on a pass ball. So that's going to tie things up here heading into the bottom of the third. Joe, one more question.
You go to commercial break?
Before we go to our break, one more question. I'm not sure if you give me a straight answer on this, because this is a lot of games you've been to. But do you have a favorite moment or moments in covering the 20 years of
Do we have a second?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
we have. Yeah. Take as much time.
Okay, it's not a game. It was 3 games, and the year was, oh my gosh, was it 2013? It was the year that Crosby basketball and Wilby basketball boys were the 2 best teams in the region, and Crosby and they were both unbeaten, and the kids were all great friends. They were related. They were cousins.
Yeah.
And when Crosby would play, Wilby had the night off. They'd come and they'd root for Crosby, and they'd be high-fiving him when they won because Wilby wanted to be the team that beat them. And then when Wilby played, Crosby would come and do the same thing. And the first game, how did it go now? Wilby, it was at Crosby. Wilby won the first game. It was a basket at the buzzer, a 3-pointer that tied the game, and a 3-pointer won the game in second overtime by 1 point. Then they played an overtime game at Crosby. Crosby won by 1 point. And then they come back in the NBL championship game, another 1-point game, this time won by Crosby. A Wilby kid crying on the shoulders of a Crosby parent, his aunt. I get teared up even just thinking about it. They were such good friends. 3 games, 3 overtimes, 3 total points between the 2 teams. It was the single, and it all happened within 3 weeks because of postponements.
Right.
It was the greatest example of why Waterbury, especially Waterbury basketball, is what it is. I'll never forget it as long as I live. That's always been the highlight for me. We got kids all who went on to play college. And
Right. Yeah.
Wilby went on to play in the state semifinal. Crosby did not make the final that year.
No.
That was number 1.
And Walter Wright, I believe, was on Wilby. He was on Wilby the time he went to play at Montana.
Correct.
At the Montana Grizzlies.
1 year professionally in Europe.
Right, absolutely. Well, once again, joined here with Joe Palladino, and in your 20 years here, me and the entire city of Waterbury owes you a huge thank you. All your work that you have done throughout
So nice.
has been
Thank you very much.
marvelous, and we won't forget all the coverage that you gave all the teams, the city, and really the whole state of Connecticut. So, Mr. Palladino, Joe Palladino, thank you so much for
Am I off the air? I'm getting kicked off the air. Oh my God.
So we're here now in the bottom of the third inning as the Cyclones did end up tying the game on a pass ball. So we have a 1-1 game in a very high environment as both teams have a lot at stake here. As Pina is still on the mound. So in what has been a crazy game thus far, Hoff is up and he walks. So the leadoff man is on, and I'm not sure if you viewers at home saw this on your screen, but after Morales scored, he immediately went over to the Puerto Rico fan section. It was waving his arms up, trying to get the crowd into this as it's a tie ball game, 1-1 with the Ponce Cyclones season on the line. As Evan Johnson up, rips right to third as it got off the glove of Ortiz at third base. And not going to be able to make a play on it. They have runners at first and second now. As Landon Boyd,
Catcher, for 34, Landon Boyd.
so a pretty good spot here for this D-bat team to tack on a couple more runs. Check on there as Boyd singled back in the first inning. 1-1 ball game here in the bottom of the third inning as Zivat got the first two runners on. And he squares to bunt. This one's going to drop down. And the throw on to first is in time. So the sacrifice bunt worked to success. And that's going to move the runners over to second and third. So Huff will go to third. Evan Johnson will go to second.
Jordan Fire.
And the future Oklahoma State Cowboy stepping into the plate, Jordan Byers. And a pretty big spot here is this game has gotten very, very intense. So two runners in scoring position. The infield middle depth all around the diamond as that one's in the dirt. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's on the outside corner for a strike. Byers is going to step out of the box. The 1-1 pitch. As that one misses outside. Byers swings to that one, strike two. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Pina. And he slaps that one to left field. Alejandro Gonzalez is chasing in and he makes the catch. And Landon Boyd will, or excuse me, White Huff will stay put at third base for the second out of the inning.
Right fielder, number 11, Tavion Vaughn.
Tavion Vaughn trying to tack on a run here at least, as D-Bat had runners on first and second with nobody out to start this inning. As that one is up high for a ball. Tavion Vaughn, who line out to shortstop in his first at bat. 1-0 pitch. On the outside corner, strike two. The 1-1 pitch is fouled. Gonna get into the bleachers. That's 2 strikes now on Tavion Vaughn. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And a shot that's going to get down in center field for a base hit. Howe's going to come in to score. Evan Johnson right behind him, and Tavion Vaughn gives them a 3-1 lead. Now Coach Rivera is out to have a word with home plate umpire Elmer Duchesne. As this game is getting very intense on both sides. So Elmer Duchesne, the home plate umpire, just gave a warning to the D-Bat Elite bench as they were all kind of coming out of the dugout when they came around to score. So a warning, I believe, of some sort has been assessed to the D-Bat bench as emotions are at its highest. As 2 teams in this game could put themselves in pretty good shape for the rest of the tournament with a win here. That one's up high. Josiah Lewis stepping in with 2 down, but Tavion Vaughn might have just had one of the bigger hits of their season as he drove in 2 runs with 2 outs. Pitch to Lewis, and he fouls that one back, and Lewis has been swinging maybe the hottest bat of this tournament. He had a double back in the second inning. Outside corner, strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There goes Vaughn at first, and cut out and missed strike 3. And that will retire the side, but not before Tavion Vaughn's a 2-run single. 3 innings of play in the books. D-bat up 3-1. Well, what a bottom half of the 3rd inning that was, as not only did D-bat get the lead, but emotions starting to really get hot here as home plate umpire Elmer Duchesne had to give a warning to the D-bat bench. As
Leading off for the Cyclones, first baseman, number 25, Orban Irizarry.
as Orban Irizarry to lead things off. That ball misses outside. As Orban Irizarry lined out to first base. The 1-1 pitch, Irizarry grounds it over to Johnson at third base. On to first in time for the first out of the inning.
Center fielder, number 52,
Hector Baerga. And just a quick game recap, 3-1. D-Bat leads here in the top of the 4th inning. D-Bat scored 2 in the bottom half of the 3rd. A Tavion Vaughn's 2-run single. Baerga over to Alejandro Mendoza. On to first, and 2 quick outs here for Evan Hebert.
designated hitter, number 99, Derek Nieves.
So Derek Nieves coming up here as Evan Hebert forced 2 quick outs. Time is called. And now Ryan Benicio is going to have a word with home plate umpire Elmer Duchesne. I'm not sure what's going on. There's been a lot of home plate meetings this past inning, as Elmer Duchesne just had to have another word with Ryan Benicio. Not sure the situation exactly. as it looked like Nieves called time, and then there was a stoppage in play again. That's on the corner, strike one, but emotions at its highest here is our third game at Municipal Stadium, and it's a big one. Here's the 2-1. Up high, ball 3. Derek Nieves, who singled back in the second inning. He has one of 3 Cyclone hits in this game. The 3-1 pitch as he pops this one up. Fires chasing it, and he'll run out of room. The 3-2 pitch. Got him looking, strike 3. As he got him looking on the outside corner for a huge punch out. And that will retire the side. Bottom of the 4th coming up. D-Bat still leads 3-1. So Alejandro Mendoza to lead things off here. 6, 7, 8.
Second baseman, number 2.
And what has been a wild game thus far is D-Bat leads 3-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. As that one's outside. Mendoza in this game had the big RBI triple that got D-Bat on the board. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and Mendoza pops this one up. Calling off for it on the third baseline is Derek Pina for the first out of the inning.
Shortstop, number 4.
Caden Renee, coming in. The shortstop. Comes the first pitch. As that one misses the outside corner as Grenade flew out to second base back in the second inning. As he rips the ball through the left side of the infield for a base hit. So Caden Grenade gets things started off here with one out in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Designated hitter.
Chance Helton, the DH.
Chance Helton.
As Helton sees a fastball over the plate for a strike. The 0-1 pitch. That's on the corner for a strike. Now 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. And he skies this one to right field. Michael Vasquez coming over. And he makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
Left fielder, number 13, Wyatt Huff.
So Wyatt Huff stepping into the plate with 2 down now in the bottom of the fourth. Huff, who came around to score back in the third on the Tavion Vaughn's 2-run single. As he skies this one to shallow center field. Under it to make the catch is Robert Morales to end the inning. 4 innings in the books here at Municipal Stadium. D-Bat leads this one 3-1.
Leading off for the Cyclones, third baseman, number 19, Vladimir Ortiz.
So Vladimir Ortiz getting set things off in the bottom of the fifth inning. Ortiz, who subbed in for Hector Rodriguez defensively earlier in this game. It'll be the 6-7-8 due up for the Cyclones. And he takes strike one. As he fouls that one back. Comes the 0-2 pitch. That's going to miss inside. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and that one misses outside. First plate appearance for Ortiz. 2-2 pitch as he fouls this one up and out of play. Two-two pitch. Got him, looking strike 3. So another punch out from Evan Hebert to start off the top half of the 5th inning.
Left fielder, number 31, Alejandro Gonzalez.
So Alejandro Gonzalez, who flew out to right field back in the 2nd inning, as that one misses low for a ball. Still one more game to come, folks, as the Overlook Black Sox and the South Troy Dodgers will play an elimination game. First pitch, as of now, set for 7:15, right here at Municipal Stadium. A 1-1 pitch. This is outside. The 2-1 to Gonzalez on the outside corner, strike 2. Two-two pitch. Got him, looking strike 3. And Hebert has back-to-back punch-outs.
Right fielder, number 3, Michael Vasquez.
So back-to-back punch-out looking for Evan Hebert. It's Michael Vasquez who struck out looking back in the 3rd inning. And that's in there for a strike. There's the 0-1 pitch as he pops this one up, and Hebert's ahead in the count 0-2. The 0-2. That's in there for a ball. There comes the 1-2 pitch. And that hit him. That got a piece of him. So Vasquez is going to head down to first base. And now the home plate umpire is going to come out to talk to Hebert. Coach Rivera, you see on your screen, trying to keep the composure here as Rosado is going to come to the plate. I don't think by any means that pitch was intentional because Hebert had an 0-2 count on Vasquez. I think he just missed a little bit too inside on the fastball. That one is inside, ball 1. Guys, this one deep left field as Johnson's gonna run out of room. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That's on the outside corner, strike 2. Rosado not a fan of that call. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Hebert. That's going to miss outside. Michael Vasquez standing on first base after he got hit by a pitch. The 2-2, there he goes. And a ground ball to the left side. Diving stop by Johnson. The throw on to first is not going to be in time. The throw to third to get him is in time. They nailed him at third base. And Rivera, Coach Rivera can't believe it. He is livid over at third base. He cannot believe Vasquez was called out, and he still is having words with the umpire on the third base side. As he is absolutely furious. And that's how this inning is going to come to an end. Bottom of the fifth coming up in a wild one here at Municipal Stadium is D-Bat still up 3-1. So the top of this D-Bats order coming to the plate, it'll be Evan Johnson, Landon Boyd, and Jordan Vyers to lead things off. And Derek Peanut is still on the mound for the Cyclones.
Number 14, Evan Johnson.
That one's going to miss outside. Johnson came around to score in the third and then struck out in the first. The 1-0. That's up high for a ball. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Johnson fouls that one out of play. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fouls it back, now 2-2. Also a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to download the Game Changer app, as that will have a live gamecast, archive stats throughout the tournament, throughout its conclusion up to tomorrow. Download the Game Changer app free of charge. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And a line drive, base hit to left field. As Evan Johnson continues to have a good day at the plate as he's on for the second straight time.
Catcher, number 34, Landon Boyd.
So Landon Boyd going to step in, who singled in the first and then had a sac bunt that led to a Tavion Vaughn's two-run single. Right now is the difference in this ball game. Ortiz is in on the grass at third base. That one's up high, ball one. Rosado just wanted an explanation to where that pitch missed. The 1-1 pitch. That one's outside, ball three. Here's the 2-1 pitch as he skies this one out of play. And Arizari is going to run out of room over on the dugout. There's action in the Cyclone bullpen is Maldonado, who we saw pitch earlier today. Landon Boyd, the 2-2 pitch from Pina. As he shoots this one to center field, backing up is Hector Bayaga, and he makes the catch for out number one. Jordan Vyers, who's flown out to left field twice in this game.
Jordan Vyers.
That one's... They're going to say it hit his bat. They're going to say that hit his bat, so it's a foul ball. And Vyers not a fan of that call, so Vyers is going to take a walk out to see head coach Ryan Benicio. So they're going to say that that got a piece of his bat. So that's going to be ruled a foul ball. Comes the 0-1 pitch and grounded over to second base. Morales goes to second for one, and he's not going to have a throw. So they'll get the force at second base, but the inning will continue.
Right fielder, number 11, Tavion Vaughn.
So a guy who's right now the difference in this ball game. Tavion Vaughn, who had the big 2-run single back in the third inning that broke the tie. That one's in there for a strike. Before that, Vaughn's lined out to the shortstop at over at Abima Medina. Comes the 0-1 pitch, and he pops this one high in the air. Medina in the infield, and will make the catch to retire the side. 5 innings in the books here at Municipal Stadium. A game with some pretty big implications heading into the 6th. D-backs still on top, 3-1.
Second baseman, number 13, Robert Morales.
So, top of the 6th inning with the Cyclones of Ponce, Puerto Rico, trailing by 2 with the top of the order and Robert Morales to lead things off. That's in their first strike as Morales doubled in the 3rd and came around to score on a wild pitch. That's the only Cyclones run of this game thus far. Does Evan Abair out for his 6th inning of work, and he has been marvelous. 1 run, only on 4 hits. And time is called. A 1-2 count now on Morales. Here's the pitch, and he grounds this one over to Mendoza at second base on the run and makes the play for the first out of the inning.
Shortstop, number 9.
Abima Medina coming to the plate. And he squares the bunt, and that one goes foul. Medina reached on an error in the 1st and then singled in the 3rd, so he's been on base twice. And he tried to score on a bunt there. No good, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. That's going to miss outside. So Abair ahead in the count 1-2 with Orban Irizarry waiting in on deck. Abima Medina at the plate. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That's going to miss inside. The 2 pitch, and he fouls that one out of play. Cyclones fighting for their season, as they need a win here today to move on to Sunday, or else they will be eliminated from the tournament. The 2-2, fouled back, will do it again. As Ponce, Puerto Rico, recapping their run. They went 3-0 in pool play, and then they lost game 1 of the double elimination round to South Troy, who we'll see play later tonight. 2-2 pitch, as he saws this one off to center field. And Josiah Lewis is coming in to make the catch for out number 2.
First baseman, number 25.
Orban Irizarry, who's been swinging a pretty hot bat as of lately. He is 0 for 2 in this game, but he has sure flexed his muscles in this tournament. Primarily a first baseman as he is today, but we've seen him come in to catch some in this tournament. That's in there for a strike. The 0-1 is Irizarry shoots this one deep out to left field, tailing near the wall, and that's going to get foul. As that one hit the warning track in foul territory. And time is called. Orban Irizarry steps out. He's behind in the count 0-2. Looking for a big punch out here. The payoff pitch. That skips in the dirt. The 1-2 pitch misses outside. Ball 2. As he grounds this one to the left side. And Grenay with a long throw, and he's not in time. Orban Irizarry, and he's got himself an infield single. So Orban Irizarry keeps the inning alive for now.
Center fielder, number 52, Hector Mayorga.
So Hector Baerga, who's 0 for 2, represents the tying run here at the plate. So that one misses inside. The 1-0 pitch is grounded back up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. As Hector Baerga rounds first and back-to-back hits. That's going to put the tying run on first base. And we're going to have a mound visit. As head coach Benicio is going to take a walkout to the mound. As they need just one out to get out of this inning. Zaber, who's been fantastic on the mound tonight, but with a elimination game for the Cyclones. Emotions have been at their highest since the start.
Designated hitter, number 99.
And a guy who's been swinging a pretty hot bat today, Derek Nieves, coming to the plate. That's on the outside corner for a strike. Nieves today singled and struck out looking. The 0-1 cut on a missed strike two. Comes the 0-2 pitch. Runners are going to go. The throw down to third is going to be in time, and they threw him out at third. Orban Irizarry tried to take third base, and he gets caught stealing, and that's a huge play there to retire the side. Bottom of the sixth coming up in a wild one here at Municipal Stadium. D-Bats still up 3-1. Bottom half of the sixth inning, and D-Bat looking to add a little bit more to their cushion as they have a 3-1 lead.
Center fielder, number 5, Josiah.
And it's Josiah Lewis, the 5.67, which has been very impressive. Here in the Mickey Mantle World Series. So Josiah Lewis coming to the plate. He doubled and struck out. That one catches the outside corner. The 0-1 pitch. He cuts through that breaking ball, strike two. With Alejandro Mendoza waiting in on deck. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And a breaking ball grounded to the right side. Over is Morales for the first out of the inning. Alejandro Mendoza now making his way to the plate. He had the huge triple back in the second inning. That one catches the corner for a strike. The 0-1. Play for a strike. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he fouls that one back. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball that misses high, ball one. The 1-2 pitch. As Mendoza lines this one out to the gap, that's going to get down for a base hit. Mendoza's going to round second, round first, and stop right there. And the second hit of the ball game for Alejandro Mendoza. Now Caden Grenay coming to the plate.
Shortstop, number 4, Caden Grenay.
So Caden Grenay, who has flown out and singled in this game. That one's on the outside corner. The 1-1 pitch, there goes Mendoza. The throw down to second base is not going to be in time. And that's going to put another runner in scoring position for D-Bat. Here's the pitch. That one's on the outside corner for a strike now, 2-2. Still only one out of the inning for D-Bat. Two-two pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ball back will do it again. The 3-2 pitch again. That's in the dirt, ball 4. So Caden Grenade draws a one-out walk in Chance Helton, the designated hitter, coming to the plate.
Designated hitter, number 15, Chance Helton.
Helton is 0 for 2 with a flyout to center and a flyout to right. And we're going to have a mound visit here. is Derek Pena has been in this entire game. 8 hits on 3 runs on 8 hits. And he's going to have a few words with the base umpire. So I thought initially he came out to take a mound visit, but now he's having a couple words with the fielding umpire. And you could still see him going at having a discussion here. All the emotions in the world. Here's this wild game, heads into the 7th inning. And now Albert Duchesne's going to head out to the mound. I think just to break up this. So what initially I thought was a mound visit turned into some kind of conversations here. And they're still conversating on the pitcher's mound. So now there's just a mass confusion, as I believe there was supposed to be a mound visit and they were supposed to break it up, but it did not come to a close when it was expected to. And a mass confusion on the mound visit there. This game has just had about absolutely everything. That ball misses outside. Mendoza on second base. Renee on first, and Chance Helton at the plate with 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So that one misses outside. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and he skies this one in the air to right field. Vasquez ranging over, and he makes the catch, falling over on the foul line, and they're saying drop the ball. So he dropped the ball, so the force out is going to go to second. And Vasquez looked to be a little shaking up as he took a hard fall out on that right field line. So the ball dropped, so it's going to be an error on Vasquez. But keep in mind, Caden Grenade got the force out on him at second base. So it's going to be runners at the corners, 2 outs. And Michael Vasquez is being tended to out in right field as he took a hard fall. So just to recap on that, Helton had a fly ball. Vasquez initially caught it, slipped, and dropped the ball. And they threw it into second base. So they got Grenade on the force. So Grenade is out. which means Mendoza will move to third and Chancel in at first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. This is turning into a very lengthy bottom of the 6th inning, as we had a little bit of a confusion during the mound visit a couple minutes ago, and now Vasquez being tended to in right field. And it looks like Vasquez is going to stay in the game in right field. So Wyatt Hoff in the 9 hole is going to come to the plate. With 2 outs, runners at the corners here on the bottom of the 6th. D-Bat leads this one 3-1. And now we're going to have another mound visit, as Coach Nieves is going to come out. So I believe if he's... Is this going to count as a mound visit? They're going to have to change pitchers because it would be the second one this inning. And I think that's what Elmer Duchesne, the home plate umpire, is trying to get across. So this is going to have to be the night for Derek Pina, and it is. New pitcher for the Cyclones coming in. Antonio Aponte, the new pitcher. So Wyatt Huff coming to the plate, as that one's up high. And a very interesting bottom of the 6th inning that we have here. The 1-0 pitch catches the corner for a strike. The 1-1. That's up high. Ball 2. Hoff walked, came around to score in the 3rd, and flew out to second base back in the 4th. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That's up high. Here comes the 3-1 pitch on the corner for a strike. So Chant Helton's going to get a head start over there at first base. The 3-2 pitch as he pops this one up. Yeah, get out of play and we'll do it one more time. The top of the order, if they could get there for D-bats on deck with Evan Johnson. Three, 2. Got him looking strike 3. And that will retire the side as he strikes him out looking to end the inning. 7th inning coming up when we return. Bottom of the 7th coming up. And Shun Mizuno in, who we've seen earlier today. He has 2 saves this Mickey Mantle World Series, and the biggest one of D-Bat's season might be here.
Number 19, Shun Mizuno.
As he will have to deal with Nieves, Ortiz, and Gonzalez. So it seemed like an eternity ago, but it was Derek Nieves who was up at the plate when Orban Irizarry got thrown out at third base. That one's in there for a strike. So Nieves, who singled and struck out looking. The 0-1. As he skies this one to right field. Vaughns is underneath it. And there's the first out of the inning. A reminder, ladies and gentlemen, keep this link live after the conclusion of the game. We will have post-game interviews with coaches and players right up here in the press box. So after the conclusion of the game, keep this live stream link up. We will have post-game interviews with players and coaches live from the press box.
4, Elliot Maldonado.
This one definitely is making a case for a game of the series for sure. As it has been a wild one here at Municipal Stadium. Two teams that could put themselves in pretty good positions with wins here. But for the Cyclones, more importantly, their season is on the line. As Maldonado, who we saw pitch earlier in the game prior to this one. 2-0. That's going to be inside, ball 3. The 3-0 pitch. That's on the corner for a strike. Maldonado thought he had ball 4. The 3-1 pitch. He fouls that one out of play. Alejandro Gonzalez waits in on deck. As Maldonado, I think he got a new bat. Not sure if his bat broke or not, but here comes the 3-2 pitch from Mizuno. Breaking ball that's fouled back. Here comes the 3-2. Breaking ball in there, strike 3. And now the Cyclones are down to their final out as Mizuno dropped the curveball.
Pinch hitting for 5, John Rivera.
So John Rivera will come in and pinch hit. With the Cyclone season on the line, down to their final out here at the Mickey Mantle World Series. 1-0 from Mizuno. He slaps that one right into center field for a base hit by the diving glove of Caden Grenay. And more importantly, that's going to bring the tying run to the plate. As we'll call Zato coming to the plate catching. The last chance for this Ponce, Puerto Rico Cyclones team. 3-1 lead. The D-Bats have 1 out away from eliminating the Cyclones. First pitch is high. Here's the 1-0. And there's strike 1. Rosado is 1 for 2. Grounded out in the 3rd and singled in the 5th. Here's the 1-1. As he shoots this one deep down the left field line, Hoff giving chase, and it's gonna get foul. If that dropped into fair play, would have easily scored a run. Here comes the 1-2. He saws this one up to right field. Vaughn's coming in. He's not going to get there. It's going to drop in for a hit. And that's going to put the tying run on first base. And the Cyclones not done yet. And more importantly, back up to the top of the order. And Robert Morales, who is 1 for 3 today.
Number 13, Robert Morales.
And their first strike. The 0-1. He saws this one off to right field. Vaughn's under it. Makes the play. And D-Bat is moving on as they take down the Cyclones.
Final score.
And they eliminate
3 Cyclones at Ponce, Puerto Rico with 1.
Ponce, Puerto Rico. And there's still some chatter going on in what was a wild game here today. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will have post-game interviews coming up in just a little while. There's both teams shaking hands. Of course, the most important thing in this game being sportsmanship, and that's what both teams are doing a great job of right now with the motion status highest. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Post-game interviews coming up next. And welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, back up in the press box with winning pitcher Evan Hebert and the man who got the save, Sean Mizuno. And guys, first to start off, I mean, what an unbelievable atmosphere this game was. Emotions were flying everywhere. Evan, we'll start with you. I mean, throughout your start, throughout that game, I mean, like I said, the atmosphere was crazy. How'd you keep yourself composed on the mound?
I mean, I just thought of it as a high school game. You know, there's a lot of people yelling at you, hearing things you don't want to hear. You just got to stay focused and get the next batter out.
And Sean, you were on the 7th inning. You had to close earlier today, and now you're in this situation. Again, a lot of atmosphere. It's the 7th inning. They get the tying run on base. How did you settle yourself down in that 7th inning to lock up the victory in this one?
You just got to believe in yourself and just do what you can and just do what you can.
So guys, you eliminated the Cyclones team, but more importantly, you set yourself up in a pretty good situation. You're going to championship Sunday undefeated, so you do have a loss to give. Evan, we'll start with you. What's your mindset going tomorrow?
I mean, just keep doing what we've been doing. We've been swinging it well, pitching well, playing defense well. We just got to keep doing it and we'll bring it home.
Yeah, just play like how we are, and we're gonna win.
Well, after maybe the game of the Mickey Mantle World Series, Evan and Sean, thanks for the time. Best of luck the rest of the way. Now I'm joined alongside head coach Ryan Benicio after a 3-1 victory over the Cyclones. And coach, I mean, we'll just start flat out. I mean, what a hectic game, back and forth. The atmosphere was absolutely insane. How did you guys, though, as a team, kind of calm down and were able to play through that?
It's a tough team. We got a tough group of guys in there. I was really, really proud of them to respond in a positive way. They went out there and they responded with their play, and I'm very proud of them because it is a tough environment for 16-year-old kids to fight through. I mean, it's not something that they always face, and I'm really proud of them as a coach to see how they responded to it.
It seems like a pretty constant thing every time me and you talk, but your pitching's been phenomenal, and getting to pitch through this atmosphere on a game with so much high emotions. Evan was great, and then Sean did his job in the 7th.
Well, like we talked about earlier, Sean, he's just a strike thrower. He's just reliable, and that's why we close with him. But then Hebert, he's a guy that's been a big game pitcher for us for years. So he's one of those guys that in the biggest games, he may not be the biggest guy out there, but he plays big, and that's why we give him the ball in these kind of atmospheres and these kind of situations.
In a big moment, we're looking at the offensive side, 3 runs, but Tavion Vaughns, man, in that 3rd inning had probably up to this point the hit of your season. I mean, how impressed were you with how he responded there?
You know, he's the youngest guy on the team. He's a freshman, but he's on this team because that's what he does. He handles everything. He comes from a great family, and he's as solid as it comes. The thing that was impressive is how he spoiled some good pitches until he finally got one that he could handle and get in the gap and put us up 3-1. So yeah, that was the hit of the game.
Well, you're one away from the Mickey Mantle World Series crown. You put yourself in a good situation, championship Sunday, and you do have an extra loss if you do lose tomorrow. What's the attitude with you guys heading into tomorrow?
Same thing. They got to play hard. Leave it all out there. Just be able to look at yourself in the mirror and know that you did everything you could when it's all said and done, win or lose. And that's the attitude they've played with, and it's worked out so far. So they'll bring it tomorrow.
Well, head coach Ryan Benicio for DBAT after a thrilling win over the Ponce Cyclones here. Coach, best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.